on the call. I know last week we covered something. If my memory serves me right, we did cover how to join text or match two values in a cell. So I need some confirmation from the floor because we have. I think we did something on concatenate. Let me share this. Yeah, maybe I need some confirmation. Amos, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, let me move to the very slide. I'm trying to use the search button.
Can Ruth and David see it? Are they seeing it?
Hopefully.
I'm seeing it.
Okay, good.
Okay, I think last week we covered something on combining data. Right, you put it combining data sets. I want to believe that we have understood these functions. So maybe I'll need a response from Amos and Ruth. Then I think was there any problem with this? Did you try something on combining cells?
Honestly, I haven't gone through the recording that you did last week. And remember, I joined the class late, but hopefully I'll get some time over the week to do that.
Okay, then I can have some confirmation from Amos.
Yes. Yeah, I know we did it together in class. But I didn't manage
joining cells, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I think we covered that plus concatenate. That's where you match two cells. Yeah. So maybe I think with the slides there is an exercise, two exercises, which I really want you to go through. I think we also covered on value and the trim function. I keep confusing because I have the Africa, the Africa class. Sometimes they go together. Sometimes there is some disparity or some difference. We covered the value function as well. Amos?
Yeah, the value function.
Did we cover that as well?
No, I don't think so.
No.
We didn't cover the value. Okay. Yeah. Ivonne, you can remember? Eh? Sorry for this.
No, we didn't.
Yes, no, we
Yvonne?
didn't. No,
We
I
didn't,
don't think, yes, we did
But
value.
how about trim?
No.
Even trim, we didn't.
What about joining cells?
Yeah, we did concatenating.
We did concatenation.
Oh, we did that. We did that one, eh?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, yeah, I keep confusing because I have two classes which run parallel. So sometimes there could be some differences here and there. So anyway, so what I would suggest is, of course, we did the combination of cells, and what we did was to use the ampersand symbol, which of course you can be able to see in this example here, that when you are joining two cells, you'll basically give the reference of that particular cell, and then of course the other one. But and what happens is that this ampersand symbol here is separated by these quotation marks. Yeah, you have the quotation marks here, and what we say it is you can be able to manipulate whatever you may have in between the quotation marks. And when it comes to doing an exercise like this one here, where you are combining this to make a phrase, if you can recall our employee data, you'll find that this one here was under the name, the employee name. You can see here, Emily Davis was under the column employee name. Then we have, this one was under the column age. And of course, we have Seattle here is the city, and then this one is the country. So, you know, to make a phrase like this one here, what you basically need to do is this other text. You can see the text in red. It is in between the quotation marks. And what we are saying is that when you are combining two cells, and you are using this this symbol here, then you are at liberty to vary the spacing, or you can add text in between here. Okay, you can add text in between there. So it's possible that you can make a phrase, you know, within that quotation mark. So let me open that data. Trying to open, so I can just have it. So maybe as it opens, so what we have here is this computer is becoming a bit slow. Okay. Oh, it's not opening. Submit. a little bit of time to load. Let's give some few minutes here. So yeah, finally I'm here. Okay, so what I was trying to talk about was this data here. Remember, for us to be able to have this this combination here, you can see here we have this name. Okay, now this name is coming from this column. This column here, of course, that is be the first column, which is this one here. Okay.
I don't think
So
you're sharing
see,
your. Are you on Excel?
Yes, I'm on Excel.
You are not
You're not
sharing that.
Not
screen.
sharing.
You're
Okay,
sharing the slide.
sorry. Or let me share this. Okay, sorry. So you should be able to see the slide now, eh?
Yes, now we see Excel.
Okay. Now, so what I was saying in this particular slide here, remember, if I'm to make this phrase, for example, Emily Davis is a female, black, aged 55 years, and lives in Seattle, United States. So what we have here, for you to be able to compose this, remember, of course, we'll have the key values from the cell, and you can be able to see here that we have. You can see Emily Davis here. Then when you move across, we'll have the ethnicity here. We have the ethnicity here. So where we have black, and so forth. And again, you have the age. So those are the key values that we have in the phrase or the sentence. And then we have the city. Where is the city? Yeah, the city is here. The city is here. Okay, and you have the country. So those columns that I have been pointed are actually they have cell values which have this. So you can see we have the name here, we have the city here, we have the age here, we have the country, and then we have black. Okay. So when you are combining values in cells, what we said is use the ampersand symbol as we had indicated here. Okay, and of course, apart from that, you also use concatenate, which is also another function. The difference between the ampersand symbol and concatenate, the difference here comes in terms of how you deploy the arguments. Okay, so like here, once you use this ampersand symbol, you have this one separated by quotation marks. But when it comes to concatenate, again, it does the same work, but this time you simply separate the the arguments within the parentheses by just a comma. Okay. But the ultimate thing here is that it joins the value that we have in two or more cells. Okay. And of course, what we are saying is that if you want to create spaces between words, then you will also need to use the quotation marks. So like what we are going to have here, you can be able to see, let me see here. So you can see in this example, we want to concatenate this. So you will have stream population 4. So it's going to take the data from cell A2, okay? And it's also going to take the data from A3, but whatever is in the quotation marks will appear as it is, okay? But now it is separated by comma. You can see here, there's a comma here, there's a comma here, there's a comma here, and so forth, like that. So that's the difference which comes when you have that. I want you to practice on this. We have some exercise within the slides, and I think we had shared this before. So we have exercise 3, and basically what you are supposed to do is to combine this. And you play around with the text which we are going to have in the quotation marks. And those quotation marks, we are saying you can manipulate whatever you would want to have within the quotation marks. You are free to do so. I want you to master the art of the spaces within. Yeah, because in my other class, I was having a problem with, you join the cell values, but there are no spaces in between. So I want you to try exercise 3 using the ampersand symbol, and then we have exercise 4, the same thing, but now this time you use concatenate. So I want you to try that, and then now let me talk about the value function, sorry, the trim function. Now the trim function is used to remove spaces. Yeah, remember you may have data from, you have exported data from other applications, and you would want to do some cleaning. And when you are doing cleaning, sometimes removing spaces is part of the cleaning, so that you will be able to, deal with that data in another application. So, to create uniformity or to prepare the data for, further analysis, you do what we call trimming. Now you can see, let me have this word here. Let me just use 2 words here. Let me have this name, and I'm using this because I'm able to pick them. Okay, then we have this. Then maybe you have Amos there. Amos, your other name is what?
Owur. O-W-U, yeah, O-W-U-O-R.
Like that?
Yes.
Yes. And maybe I can have mine here. Maybe I can have the other one. Okay. So now I have these names here. and you can see that once I type this, because they are text, they are aligned to the left. Okay. Now sometimes what happens is when you import data, you will find that it has spaces. It has spaces like this, maybe like that. Okay. And what happens is that when you try to search, let me have even a space in between the words, like that. Okay. Now, when I search for this, remember you will be dealing with a very huge data set. And sometimes when you search for particular values, you may not be able to trace them. Let me use an example. Let me say I want to search for, I want to find Ruth, for example. So you can see that it will not be able to find. It couldn't find that word. So it means what? It means that sometimes you may have data in very raw form that you may not be able to get. Okay, let me search for Yvonne here. Fine. And I have Yvonne like that. And let me give an option of match the entire cell content. And then I say find. You see, to not be able to find. Why? Because spaces are there. So we need to do what? We need to remove those spaces. And when you are removing those spaces, you will basically require to use the trim function. Use this function here called trim. And this trim function is basically having this keyword trim, and whatever we are going to have in the parentheses is basically the text. Actually, trimming applies to text values. Okay, and this is the argument that you will require so that the spaces are removed. So you can see here that when I was searching for this name, I didn't get. When I was searching for Yvonne, I was not able to trace. Okay, so what I need to do is to use the trim function to remove the spaces. And this is what I'm going to do. I'll have an equal sign, then I have the keyword trim. And whatever I'm going to have in the brackets is basically this text here. And this text is in B2. B2 is the alphanumeric reference for that cell. So I'll have B2 like that. And then I close the parenthesis and I press enter. So you can even see that already the name is to the left. It's already aligned to the left, meaning that this space here has been removed. And now when I search for that name, you can be able to see that I'll be able to let me search for that. Find. I have Yvonne. When I say find, it's not able to get again, so it means that we still have some text here. Okay, yeah, I think there is some or match the entire cell, so it means there is still some space. Yeah, because it should be, let me remove this option here. Fine. Yeah, you can see it's now trying to get it. So the point that I'm trying to make here is you need to remove spaces. In fact, when I apply this downwards like that, then you can see that all the spaces are removed except except for this name Ruth. The space is not removed. Actually, trim function will remove spaces before and after a text. Any space between two words is not going to be removed. So that's because it will assume that whenever we have a space, there are two different words. And if there are more than two spaces within two words, then it's going to remove one. It's only going to remain with one. Okay. Yeah, you can see. Let me have this. We have more spaces here, like that. And then I use the trim function. And I'm going to trim this. And I press enter. So you can see, from several spaces, it's going to remove so that we remain with one here. Okay. So trim function is sometimes very important because we need to clean data before we now apply maybe to more powerful tools now like Python. Once you have cleaned the data in Excel, you can now export, or you can export to Python or import from Python. Then you can now be able to carry out some analysis. Okay, so that's basically what trim does. Now the other function that
Seems like we lost the teacher.
Yes. Okay, I think he's experiencing some challenges. He'll just be back. Let's wait for him.
Uh,
Let me try to call him and see.
All right.
the value function. And what we have here is this number here is stored as a string. It could be stored as a string or as a text. And you want to have it as a value, the Excel to recognize that as a value. So what we have, let me remove that. Let me take this value exactly as it is here. So maybe we have 1,256, I think. Yeah, I think 1, 2, 4, 10.56. You see now when I type this value, the Excel application recognizes as a value because it recognizes this as a value because it's right aligned. But sometimes you will find that it could be captured as a text. And let me change this into a text by basically changing the format. And I'll simply come here. Then I say format that cell. And I can change this one to a text. Okay. So already it's aligning to the left. So now when Excel is dealing with this value, it is not dealing it as a value, rather it deals it as a text. And you can be able to see here that let me put here maybe 2, and let me say I want to take this cell, then I multiply by this one here, and I press enter. Oh, it's already working. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, maybe it's an advancement. So sometimes when this one is a cell, when this one is a text, and you multiply by 2, you should have gotten an error here. But seemingly it's not giving an error because probably this is. Now what I'm trying to actually put across here is that this value has been stored as a text. And sometimes you may have several of them. You may have several values which have been stored as text. And therefore, we want to have this being recognized as a value. And you need to tell or to instruct the application that this one is a value. And how we do that is we convert all these instances into a value by simply using this word value. Then you have that value there, then you press enter. So you can see that the moment I apply this particular keyword value, this particular text, which are in numbers form, which contains numbers, will be converted to a number or to a numeric. You can see this one is aligned to the left, this one is aligned to the right, meaning that already the Excel now is identifying this as a value here. And of course, when you apply that, you can see it's now aligned to the right. So it's aligned to the right, so it's aligned to the left. meaning that this one is stored as text and this one is stored as a number. But I was able to successfully convert this text, into this number here by using the value function. What I'm noticing here is that the advanced Excel, the latest versions of Excel will recognize that as a value when you involve it in an operation. Okay, so value function is basically used to do that, and again, it assists with cleaning when you are preparing data for further analysis. So some of the number formats which can be converted using this function here include what? Include currency. We have currency. We have decimal operators. And I don't know if let me have a comma here and see if you can see equal value, then that one there. You can even see that it's able to remove the commas. Okay, and I think that is the point here, that when you have a decimal separator, it's able to remove that, and then we also have the currency is able to remove that and be able to make that be a value. Let me try to have. Let me try to put one of these. Let me remove that. Let me try to move a symbol here. I format the cells, and let me assume that value there is a currency, which is in US dollars, like that. So you can see here it has what? It has the dollars. Let me see when I use the value function. And then I have that, then I close. Yeah, you can see that it is removing. The moment I put this as a value, then it removes the currency symbol there. And I think this is because of that point. It is able to remove those currency symbols. Okay, so the value function is used to convert the text string, of course, that represents a number into the actual numerical value. So it must have numbers. And of course, we are saying it is useful when working with data that you have imported from external sources. And of course, when we are dealing with numeric data that has been stored as text. So I think that function will become very handy. So this is an example that you are going to have there. Yeah, that is it. That is pretty straightforward. So next I want to look at the application. This is an application of the value function, and we have an exercise here to convert the year into a value, and that I think we are still referring to the employee data where we have the year. I think there was. Did we have the year in this? Yeah, we didn't have this one. Yeah, I think this one is using. This one is using. Yeah, this using the used vehicles data. There was some data on used vehicles. Yeah, I'll share that if you don't have. Let me open. There is this data on employee. No, sorry, on vehicles, used vehicles. I'm trying to open it again.
Hmm. Cool.
So we have this employee data. You can see here we have this is data which was for used vehicles, and you can see here that we have the serial number, we have the name. This is the name of the vehicle being sold. Let me make this to be bold. Yeah. So we have the name of the vehicle which is being sold. We have the location. We have the year. We have the kilometers kilometers driven. We have the fuel and so forth, the mileage and so on. Now you can see here that we have the year here. We have this year. Now this one was stored as text. I think we converted it to numbers. And then basically what happens is the year is mostly stored as text, and we can convert this into value. So this one is stored as value. Let me see the format. Let me see the format here. Yeah, it is stored as general. Now, but I think initially it was this column was stored as text, but this application has converted to numbers, to a numeric value. So the question that we have here was to convert the year into a value, and of course you use this value function. Okay, so the point here is whenever you have a data set which is stored as text, then you can be able to convert to a value using the value function. Okay. Now for this second part here, what happens is the issue is to convert the capacity, engine capacity of the car into a value. And then we are saying it's a two-step process, because when you look at the engine capacity here, and you look at this engine capacity, we were to convert this into a number, and you can see here that it's a combination of a value. So you can see here 998 is a value, and then we have CC, you know, to designate that it's the engine capacity, and we want to make this, probably convert this into value. And what will happen here, it will involve some additional function, because what will happen here is I will take this 98, which is the left value, and separate with the right value, with this value on the right. And how I can be able to do this is to basically use what we call the left and the right function. The left and the right function is used to, you know, capture specific characters of a cell. You can be able to see here that, say, for example, I'm dealing with this column.
Hello, sir. Are you there?
Okay, I hope Ruth is also there. Ruth. Okay, sorry for the interruption. We will go on. Let me again share the screen. Now, before the interruption, we were talking about the value function. And what we have, I was trying to use this illustration here, that when you have, we are dealing with this column, J, and what we have is, we want to separate this, already the computer will not recognize this as a value, because it has on one side it has a value, and then on the right side it has a text. So what we have is we can separate these two, okay, using the left and the right function. So what we do is we simply use the left function to take up some values here. So like here, I can say, let me take the first 4 characters. So this is J2, and I put a comma. Then I want the first 4 characters, and then I close that parenthesis there. Then I press enter. So you can see, by using the left function, I'm able to pick the left side of this cell, and of course I'm going to pick the left value, which is that one there. Now I can also use the right. Okay, and again the same. And maybe I pick now how many characters, because the CC I can pick 2. Let me just pick 2. Then I close that. Now, with this illustration here, it is possible that you can divide this cell into 2. So we have this one here and we have that one. But again, the application is recognizing this as a string. Okay. Let me check the format of this. So you can see that it is left aligning this one here, meaning that it is not a value, and therefore finally I can transform this, now transform this into a value by simply using the value function and then selecting that, and then there will be. So you can see here, I've done this in 2 steps. First is to separate this cell into 2. Then this one is again converted now into a value. Okay, so you can be able to see that from here to here. So that's why I was talking about, we are talking about 2 steps. You convert this, the CC over the car, into a value in 2 steps. First of all, you do the separation using the left and right, and then now you convert the values into, okay, using the value function. So that one illustrates the use of the value function in Excel. And of course, again, the left and the right, you can use that one to, to divide the cell, or to separate the values into 2. As you can see from here, we have separated these 2 so that they are in different cells, and you can now be able to deal with those values, as numbers, and of course as an entity. so that you don't have that. Now you can also perform the same thing. Like you can see here we have power. Okay, horsepower. You normally have what we call base horsepower. So you can as well separate this because if you take, for example, say you are dealing with this value here, and let me multiply. Let me see if it's going to work. Of course, it cannot. I don't think it is working. I multiply this by 2, so you can see it's not working because it's a series of values and character. So you might want to separate this column into 2, just the way we've done the other one, and then those functions will come in handy. Okay, so I've illustrated the value function, and let me move next to what we call the unique function. Now, the unique function is used to extract a list of unique values, and of course, from a bunch of cells or an array of cells. And in most cases, it turns a vertical array, in the order that they first appear. I'll use an example here to illustrate this unique function. What happens is that unique function is available in Excel 365 and later versions. You may not have it if you are running Excel 2010. So unique function is used to extract values. Like, for example, when I want to say, for example, I'm dealing with this data is what? This one is the number of seats, okay? Now you can see here, this data is with reference to the value of seats in the car or in the vehicle. So you can see we have some have 5, some have 7, some have 8. Now we want to know how many different types of vehicles do we have here in terms of the seat number. So 5 is many. 5 is many. Maybe we have some few 7 seats, some few 5. Now, but we want to know how many different types of vehicles do we have here in terms of the seat. So what unique values do we have in this array of data? I think that's the question that we need to ask ourselves. And here we are going to use the unique function so that when it comes across a unique function, it's going to capture that, and it's going to retrieve those values or extract those values based on first appearance. Okay. Now let's see. I can say what here? I can say seats. Seat number. Yeah, seat number, like that. And I'm going to use the unique function. So I'll have equal sign, then unique. Now I can see I don't have any unique here now. Unique, is it really here? And then I have that, and then enter. Yeah, it's not. Let me see. Unique. I was seeing Unicode. Let me see. Yeah, it's also this one here. Now, I don't have unique on this application. Maybe I'll need to update this one. Oh. Now I want we have Amos, do you have unique in on your Excel application? Maybe you can find out for us, eh?
Unique.
Yeah, unique. Just try to type. You see, if it's going to pop up.
Do I start with?
You have it.
I'm trying to check. Yeah, I think the other day I had it. Let's see.
You had it, yes. And I think we demonstrated.
Yeah, we did. So I just have to go to pull my Excel and